Good afternoon to all of you. I am Dr. D.D. Sawant from Department of Geography. The institute is J.A.T Art, Science and Commerce College for Women, Malegaon District, Nashik. The topic is which is to be discussed, that is a plate tectonic theory. As the term plate tectonics was first used by Tuzo Wilson of the University of Toronto in 1965, but the theory of plate tectonics was first published by W.J. Morgan of the Princeton University in 1967. This theory is based on the concept of sea floor spreading, advocated by Harry Hayes and confirmed by Wine and Matthews. By their interpretation of linear magnetic anomalies, it is an improvement over the Wegener's theory of continental drift and has been considered as the most sophisticated and comprehensive theory about the drift of continents and expansion of sea floors. Plate tectonic is a theory of global dynamics in which the lithosphere is believed to be broken into a series of separate plates that moves in response to convection in the upper mantle. The margins of the plates are sites of the considerable geological activity, such as sea floor spreading, volcanic eruptions, crustal deformation, mountain building, and continental drift. Tectonics from the Greek tectonikos, meaning building or construction, refers to the deformation of the Earth's crust as a result of internal forces which can form various structures in the lithosphere. Tectonic processes include the upwelling of magma, plate movement, subduction of crust, plus folds, faults, waves, fractures, earthquakes, and volcanic activity. If we will see the lithospheric plates, as a plate is a broad segment of the lithosphere that floats on the underlying asthenosphere and moves independently of other plates. La Pichon in 1968 divided the Earth into 6 major plates and 9 minor plates. These are as under. As a major plates we will discuss. Number 1, that is a African plate. Second one, that is a American plate. Third one is a Antarctica plate. Fourth one is a Australian plate. Fifth one is a Eurasian plate, and last sixth is a Pacific plates. Minor plates, if we will see that number 1 is a Arabian plate. Second one, Bismarck plate. Number 3rd, Caribbean plate. Number 4, Carolina plate. Number 5th one, that is Cocoa plate. Number 6th, Dunde Puka plate. Number 7, Nazca or East Pacific plate. Number 8, Philippines plate. And 9th one, that is Scotia plate. It is proposed in the theory of plate tectonics that the entire surface of the earth comprises of internally rigid but relatively thin. These plates are continuously in motion both with respect to each other and the earth axis of rotation. Virtually all seismicity, volcanicity, and tectonic activity is localized around plate margins and is associated with differential motions between adjacent plates. Hence, the most of the plates include both continental and oceanic crust. The area of the plates is fairly large in comparison to their depth and thickness. It has also been established that the depth of the plates is even less under the oceanic crust. Three types of motions are possible between the plates. Number one, that is a separation or divergent. Number two, closing together or convergent. And number third one, that is friction or shearing. So, as the plate boundaries of margins, if we will discuss, that is a number one is a constructive plate. Yeah, it is also called as a divergent plate boundaries. Second one, that is a destructive plate margins. Yeah, it is also called as a oceanic trenches. Number third one, that is a conservative or passive plate margins. Number fourth one, like this way, these are the three which are the margins of the plates, and hence the main assumptions of plate tectonics, those are, there are three basic assumptions of the theory of plate tectonics. Number one, that is the sea floor spreading occurs, that new oceanic crust is continuously generated at irregular line sources. Number two, that is that the area of the Earth's surface is fixed and during the last 600 billion years, and hence the radius of the Earth does not appear to have increased by more than 5%. In other words, the area of the crust destroyed almost equal to the area of new crust created. Number third one, that is that one forms new crust form part of the rigid plate which may or may not incorporate continental materials. So the cause of plate motions, those are, number one is a thermal, number two rate of motion, number third one, that is a rate of oceanic crust formation, number fourth one, that is oceanic topography, number fifth one, that is gravity, number sixth, distance separating sinks and sources, number seventh one, that is strength of the lithosphere. So as a specific zones of the earth and earth plate tectonics, if you see that, it may be observed that most of the earthquakes and volcanoes of the world are found in narrow, semi-continuous but definite belts. These belts are most of the part confined to the plate boundaries. In fact, seismic belts have been used as a basis of the declination of plates. Seismicity is limited to mid-oceanic ridges, terrain charge systems, major fracture zones, and the folded mountain belts. And all these features are indicative of plate boundaries. On all plate boundaries, and especially on the mid-oceanic ridges, shallow focus earthquakes are found, but intermediate and deep focus earthquakes which have their focus deeper than 200 km are mostly found within the oceanic trenches zones. So this is the area which is the plate descent starting from the surface of the trench to depth of 300 to 400 km, which may sometimes extend up to the depth of 700 km, and hence the inclination of these zones is towards the continental landmass, and the angle of inclination varies between 30 degree and 80 degree, though in most cases it is between 45 to 60 degree. Such inclined seismic focus zones are found near the entire Pacific coast, and hence they are called as Benioff zones. Yeah, it is also called as a Pacific Ring of Fire. Hence the seismologist Hugo Benioff was the first to discover them. So this is as a general principle, it may be started that the Benioff zone is related to the downward portion of the lithosphere. So on a basis of evidence from sea floor spreading, and paleomagnetism, it has been now validated that the continents and ocean basins have never been stationary or fixed at their places. Rather than these have always been mobile throughout the geological history of the earth, and hence they are still moving in relation to each other. So the scientists have discovered ample evidence to demonstrate this opening of the closing of ocean basins. And for example, the Mediterranean Sea and the Caspian Sea and the Aral Sea are the residuals of one very vast oceans as Tethys Sea, and the Pacific Ocean is continuously shrinking because of gradual subduction of umbilical plate along its ridge. So, as a contrary to this, Atlantic Ocean is continuously expanding for the last 200 million years. So, here magnetic fields, which are as the electric current fields, which are orientation of compasses, three properties: magnitude, inclination, and declinations have been seen. Electrical dynamo, dipolar fields, which are poles near geographical poles, results from movement in iron rich core, and rotation of the earth affects orientation and strength, and hence pole moves in a polar wander, and hence the magnetic reversals which are seen. So thank you very much.